Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are in this wonderful world today and watching this show, welcome to BWTM Live Sports Channel. If this is the first time you're watching this broadcast because of football, then it's not the first time we've spoken about football, but it's probably new to people who have been on this channel for a while, and it's been predominantly boxing. Well, it has been boxing. So now we're doing BWTM Sports Channel since a recent change, and we look at focusing more things than just boxing. And being an Arsenal supporter, what better place to start than a football focus with Arsenal FC? I've made my views pretty clear in the past that Arsene Wenger should have gone a long time ago. But hey, I'm going to read an article to you today. I think it's today. Let me check. See the date. It's not today. It was yesterday. The article. Sunday the 21st of May, and it's in the Guardian. As Arsene Wenger has described the psychological environment in which Arsenal had to perform since January as absolutely horrendous, and accepted for the first time that the lack of clarity over his personal situation had contributed to it. Arsenal defeated Everton 3-1 on the final day of the Premier League season, but with Man City and Liverpool winning against Watford and Middlesbrough respectively, there was no late surge into the Champions League places. For the first time since 1997, Wenger's team have missed out on Europe's elite competition, and the fans inside the stadium turned on Stan Kroenke, the majority shareholder, chanting that they wanted him out of the club. It emerged on Friday night that Kroenke turned down a $1 billion takeover bid by Usmanov, who owns 30% stake in the club, and it suggested that he would like to shake things up. Wenger defended Kroenke, saying it was not his fault the squad had fallen short, but he admitted that the often toxic atmosphere around the club had been a factor in the worst league campaign over his near 21 years at the club. For the first time, he has finished outside the top four places. The fans have been decided whether Wenger should stay on when his contract expires in the summer, and there have been protests against him since the season began to unravel with the home defeat at Watford on January the 31st. Wenger is expected to continue, and there will be clarity after the FA Cup final against Chelsea on Saturday. The lack of it throughout the season, however, has been cast in long shadows. I believe that since January we played in a very difficult environment for different reasons, Wenger said. Some of you know about, and it is very difficult for a group of players to cope with that. And there are some other reasons we will talk about another day. But the psychological environment for the group of players was absolutely horrendous. It has been difficult, and certainly my personal situation has contributed to that. But I am a professional, and as long as I am somewhere, I do my job until the last day. You could not question my love or my loyalty to this club, because I have said no to every club in the world to stay here with very restricted finances for years. So I don't understand why there is the question about that commitment. We are professional, and a part of that is to perform when the environment is not positive. We have not to look there as an excuse, but just say it's an fact. It doesn't help. Wenger was asked whether he accepted responsibility for being a cause of the negative mood. Yes, of course. He did not join in the post-match lap of appreciation. He said he wanted the players to have a quiet lap of honour they deserved. And he was vague and evasive about the reasons for the lack of clarity about his situation. It is understood the offer of a 2-year contract had been on the table for months. He was asked whether terms had changed at any point. It emerged more recently that the chief executive, Katsidis, wanted to make various structural tweaks, including to scouting and coaching. I don't understand what you want to hear from me, but my situation will be sorted out soon, Wenger said. So let's prepare for the FA Cup. We've won 8 out of 9 games, despite the lack of clarity. So we have to focus to win the next one. When did the lack of clarity affect the team? It's a good question. I cannot give you the answer today, but I will give you the answer one day, but not today. Wenger said he did not know whether Kroenke had attended against Everton, I respect Stan Kroenke a lot. He is not at fault if we did not reach Champions League. It's the technical department who's responsible for that. Okay, so that is Arsene Wenger talking about Arsenal, saying that he was part of fault. His personal circumstances was affecting the team. I can't understand. For first of all, if you're going to leave the club at the end of the season, just say, I'm leaving at the end of the season and be done with it. Do you know? And those players at the club have an idea that you're going to leave the club and they're going to play as well as they can to get into the Champions League and know that you're leaving at the end of the season. Now, players like Alexis Sanchez, and you've seen it for years with Arsene Wenger. Arsenal Football Club, as far as I'm concerned now, must be called Arsenal Academy Football Club, because what we do, we produce really good players, and then they get angry because they outgrow the club, in the sense that the club doesn't want to make big transfers, doesn't want to bring big players to the club, and so therefore, when it comes to reinforcements, we could be close to the top of the league and we need to buy reinforcements. He won't spend in the winter. So then the same old thing happens every season. We come fourth. Now, we've been coming fourth, third, second, but not winning the Premiership for many years. And not just this year, but many years that Arsenal have not won the Premiership. While I'm at it, congratulations to Chelsea for winning the Premiership yet again. They've won it at a time when Man City, Man United, and even Liverpool have made great strides to become Premiership champions and have been Premiership champions. Not Liverpool so much, Man United, and Man City. So for Chelsea to do it again at a good time with some very good players around, Chelsea have done a damn good job. Conte's come in, made the changes necessary. Things were working at one point. He made the changes, and now Chelsea are champions of the Premiership. You see, and it takes a certain mentality and a certain belief in yourself and adaptability and finding what's necessary to win. And you can't be stubborn. And I find Arsene Wenger, Arsenal have been playing the same football since back in when they lost in the Champions League against Barcelona, when Henry was still at the side. It was the Champions League final. Arsenal have been playing the same football ever since. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Yeah, it might get you an FA Cup. Yeah, it might get you through to the second round or the quarterfinals of the Champions League, but it doesn't win you a Champions League. And I feel that Arsenal have been content of coming fourth. Whose mentality is that? That's the mentality of Arsene Wenger. He's not interested in winning the Premiership. I don't think so. I think he's just interested, in my opinion, he's just interested in getting fourth and getting that Champions League spot to make sure every year they're making money. Now they're out of the Champions League because of fourth spot. See, for me, now if he stays on for another year, what's he going to prove? Buy the same sort of players all over again? Another top player is going to leave the club in Alexis Sanchez. Like, all these players want to leave Arsenal. When they get top players leave Arsenal, what does it say about the management? Scouting the same sort of players, technical football being the same all the time. You've got to make adjustments. And I think Arsene Wenger should either come out and say, look, I'm leaving the club end of the year, and let the top players know what's going on. He's now talking about staying at the club. He's talking about Ozil staying at the club and Alexis Sanchez going. Well, surely if it was the other way, personally, I would rather see Ozil leave and keep Alexis Sanchez. Okay, so he has 50 million or 60 million next year to buy players. Are you really going to trust Arsene Wenger to buy players for next season? Are they going to be the players that are going to win you a Champions League, or in this case, a Premiership? Are you, have you got the best, from goalkeeper up to striker? I mean, look at the situation. They could have signed Didier Drogba for under 500,000. He didn't rate Didier Drogba. Didier Drogba has gone to Chelsea, been a legend at Chelsea, been a leading goal scorer in the Premiership, and has helped them get to the Champions League final and win the Champions League. And he's also helped them in the Premiership and the FA Cup. He scored lots of times against us. And this is a guy, again, that Arsene Wenger did not rate. Jermaine Defoe, a player which, again, Wenger didn't rate on a free. He could have got Paul Robinson again on a free. There are a lot of players that Arsene Wenger could have got that he didn't rate for whatever reason, and they've gone on to do good for themselves. So, is it not time to look at maybe a fresh approach to Arsenal Football Club? And why are you spending all these years with this guy who's not getting us nowhere and playing the same football all the time? Why not take a chance? Why not use this season to take this new season to take a chance and bring in a new manager with fresh ideas? Chelsea did it. They got rid of Mourinho. Mourinho wasn't doing the business. They cut short of Mourinho and they brought in Conte. Right? Leicester City have won the Premiership with Claudio Ranieri. He's won the Premiership. Okay? In recent times, he's won the Premiership. Yeah? And it wasn't working well for Leicester City. What did they do? They got rid of him. They got rid of the Tinkerman, Ranieri. Even after he won the Premiership next season, they got rid of him. Us? That's okay. You can come fourth. It's okay. As long as you qualify for the Champions League, come second. But the Premiership, no, well. So the mentality has got to change. There's got to be a different ethos and a different mentality. And of course, if you know your manager doesn't care about getting to winning the Premiership, then you would not say you're an ambitious side. And you can't really say Arsenal are an ambitious side. You won the FA Cup. So what? So what? You're in Europe anyway. You're not playing Europa football. So that doesn't matter. So for me, there needs to be a new drive at Arsenal. There needs to be a new belief system at Arsenal. And that belief system has to be, we are going to win the Premiership. And we will do whatever is necessary for us to win the Premiership. That's what the mentality's got to be. They've got to learn from teams like Man City, Man United, Leicester City, teams that have recently gone and won the Premier League, and find out what they've done to do it. Because Arsenal seem to be a team that gets fourth place. Don't get it. Don't understand it. Make changes. There's obvious changes need to be made. Oh, well, we didn't have to. We did not have the money then. You have the money now. So what? You need to invest. Somebody's asked a question, would I sign Lukaku? Maybe. Possibly. I'd like to see Lacazette playing for Arsenal. Definitely, I'd love to see Lacazette from Lyon. I'd like to say Lacazette. I'd like to see Mbappé from Monaco. So Monaco, and for Monaco's map, and I'd like to see Lacazette up front. Those two guys I'd like to see signed for Arsenal. Those are two guys already I would definitely like to see. I don't know. Some players need to, like, Theo Walcott needs to go. And Ozil, me personally, I'd cut with Ozil. I'd get rid of him. Oh, he's a top player. I'd get rid of him. Lacazette's going to Atletico. Well, that's brilliant news, isn't it? That's a player we should have signed. Who's the guy in midfield? Left side midfielder. I can't remember his name. I don't know, they were trying to sign him. Not Griezmann. Although I'd love to see Griezmann on the left-hand side for us. We need guys, leaders. We need guys that can take the game by the scruff of the neck. Villa. I like to see Villa playing for Arsenal. Or, I mean, look, even I get it. I play Football Manager. Surely Arsenal can get him over Atletico. Well, not really. Think about it. Well, Atletico Madrid? Don't know. I'd like to see Arsenal buy players that not only come with, I like to buy quality players. Quality players. I don't want to hear about no Han Yong-song, that's 19-year-old, that's like, remember that guy he invested in and you don't see much of him? I want to see some top quality players. Look at Man United with Rashford. I mean, look how Rashford's come through and been just a blinding player. Griezmann going to Man United. Have you seen Sky Sports the last hour? No, I haven't. But there you go. You know, and see, Mourinho's not going to mess around. He's not going to mess around. He's going to think, you know what? We're okay. We didn't do well in the Premiership, and I need this, 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 and this for us to win. And there's a guy who's won the Premiership. He knows what he takes. So he thinks to himself, you know what? Okay, I might not win the Premiership this year, but I'll do the best that I can. He's in a Europa Cup final. And it's ironic that the year that Arsene Wenger beats Mourinho, it's the same year Mourinho's in a final of the Europa Cup. So I guess if they weren't in the Europa Cup final, would Wenger have beaten Mourinho? Yeah, probably not. So Wenger beats Mourinho. What does that mean? I mean, so Mourinho's going to rebuild, no doubt. They're getting Europe. They're getting to winning the Europa Cup. Then next year they'll be playing the Champions League final, the Champions League winners for the European Super Cup. Something Arsenal can only dream about. So, you know, like I said, changes need to be made at Arsenal. They definitely need to be made. And I don't understand Arsenal supporters. You see, the Arsenal supporters that back Wenger, I asked them the question, yeah, are you satisfied with coming fourth in the league? Are you satisfied going to work every day knowing that your team's coming fourth or second? Are you happy knowing that your team's going to get knocked out in the quarterfinals? Are you happy knowing that Man United and Chelsea and Manchester City are buying players of top quality, and you're buying the also rans? Are you happy with that? Does that make you feel good? I mean, Barkley not signed his contract, only a year left, could get him on a cheap. Okay, yeah, Barkley interested. Barkley ahead of isn't Carzola injured? So he's injured and we don't know when he's coming back. Jack Wilshere, they're saying that he might be re-signed, he might not be re-signed. But the fact Alexis Sanchez could be leaving the club, that says it all. Alexis Sanchez is head and shoulders Arsenal's best player by a long shot. That shows you the ambition of our club, that they will not keep their best player. They won't. You look at Tottenham, for example, they've made great strides and they're going to be moving to the new stadium. I think they come second in the league on Tottenham. So they're making strides. There's improvements there. People say, well, they've bottled it, but Chelsea played very, very well. And Tottenham are a better side and they're prepared to spend money. Look at Harry Kane. I mean, he's their top scorer. And there's some of the other players at Tottenham. Dele Alli, another top player. I can keep going on and on. Arsenal need to be not only producing better players, we need to be producing world-class players, and the world-class players we've got, we need to keep them. Wenger has to go. I don't understand. He has to leave the club. He has to leave the club. I mean, I would want him gone. I don't want him no direct to the club. He needs to be gone, got shot off. So who do you bring in? I've had this debate before. Who do you bring in? You know, I'm a nostalgic type of guy, and I would like to see Henry at the club. Always inexperienced. Well, he's inexperienced, but I can tell you something. He'll have more ambition than Arsene Wenger. He will take money out of his back pocket, and there'll be players around the world that would want to play for Henry. Henry carries a world name, you know, and yes, he might be slightly inexperienced, but you know, I don't bring in Jardim from Monaco. Okay, I want Matt from Monaco, to be honest, but Henry may be inexperienced, but if Arsene Wenger's experience is what's on the table at the moment and is not qualifying for Europe, the Champions League now, and us losing our top players, then I'm sorry, he has to go. He has to go. Honestly, I don't see any point of Wenger being at the club. So is Henry a possibility? The old Chelsea man, Ancelotti. Would you get Ancelotti in? I mean, I know you say he was a Chelsea man. Would you bring Ancelotti in? Because Ancelotti seems to have ideas. He's an experienced manager. He comes in, does a job. Ancelotti, is he a possibility? You know, he's proven, Ancelotti. Could you get Ancelotti in? He's another guy. What's his name? Mancini. Would you bring out Mancini and become Mancini? Would Mancini be a good manager for Arsenal? Mancini's done well. He did well for Man City. I mean, Man City, you've got to think about these clubs. Man City, Man United. We've had our manager for so long, we've stuck by him. For what? What are you sticking by him for? I mean, Stan Kroenke is killing this club. Wenger and Kroenke, they have to go. Pellegrini, yeah, why not Pellegrini? Why not Pellegrini? Bring him in. You can't go wrong with a manager like them. You really can't go wrong. These guys have got proven track records. Bring these guys in. I mean, I'd try. I'd have a chance, you know, or have a situation where Henri was assistant manager to one of these top managers, so he can learn on the job, and then eventually take over as Arsenal manager. I mean, I'm nostalgic. Rafa Benitez, of course. Why not Rafa Benitez? Rafa's got huge experience, knows the Premiership, knows how to buy a good player. You know what I mean? He's done well with Newcastle, got them back promoted again. Why not Rafa Benitez? Why not? Ronald Koeman, you're pushing your luck there, Triple D. Ronald Koeman, no, not so much about Koeman. I'm not saying Koeman's not a good manager, but why not? Why not? What about all the fuss we had about Klopp when he joined? Klopp's this and Klopp's that. I don't know, but I do know that there needs to be a change, and until there's nothing that has changed about Arsenal's Luis Enrique. Haha, yes, Luis Enrique is a Barcelona. Luis Enrique. I think you've seen what's happened when Spanish managers have come over. You've seen our friend at the moment at Man City, who's having, he's having a bit of a hard time after playing with Barcelona and having Lionel Messi in your side, and then coming to Man City. Klopp's done nothing special compared to Rodgers. Okay, Tony Pulis for the banter says, yeah, well, if you want to have banter, then bring in Sam Allardyce, or maybe what's his name, Roy Hodgson. Get Hodgson in. Seriously though, if I were Arsenal, if I could take control of Arsenal, Ancelotti would be one. Rafa Benitez would be two. Pellegrini, I'd look at him. Mancini, but Mancini, Ancelotti, and Henri. Henri, because I like nostalgic, and I think he's got. But it's one thing talking as we know. He's a fantastic pundit and knows his tactics and stuff on Sky Sports. That's great. Seen Gary Neville. Gary Neville speaks great, but then we all see what happened when he went into management. What happened, But then Gary Neville is not Thierry Henry. All right, Thierry Henry's got a global name and globally respected. And I've never heard anyone say a bad word about Henry, apart from the handball thing. But other than that, I mean, nobody says a bad word about Henry. So I really would love. Henry's got charisma, and I know there are players around the world that he would play and they would love to play for Thierry Henry. And that would, and Arsenal need to put some pride back in what they are as a club. What are Arsenal today? Are they academy? Are they? If I'm a top player in the world today, and I look at Arsenal, does that team strike me as a team of ambition? No. Does that team strike me like a team that can go and win the Champions League? No. Does that team strike me as a team that really wants to win things? It doesn't. It doesn't. So I think I've extended enough. Boardroom out. So for me, Arsene Wenger, Kroenke, them guys have to go, and it needs to be a clean sweep. And the coaching staff can all go as well. They can all go. It needs to be a complete clean out, because they're playing the same stuff every single year. We all know what happens. First half of the season, first couple of games, we're gonna the same idiots every year. You're gonna win the Premiership. You're gonna win the Premiership. And then they get to Christmas and then collapse. So Henry needs to have a club. You tell me, when your greatest players, you can't give them a place in the side at the club. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But like I said, why aren't ex-players on coaching staff? Ask Arsene Wenger. I think Arsene Wenger, I've said it a long time ago, and I'll say it now. I think Arsene Wenger has got a complex. If you notice, all the top players, when they become really top names, like you look Henry, Vieira, all the top Van Persie, when they become a really top player, Wenger doesn't want to. Wenger doesn't know how to handle them. Doesn't know how to deal with them. When they become too big, he has to sell them. You can see he doesn't know how to deal with big players anymore. I mean, the time years ago we had Overmars and Bergkamp and Ian Wright and Henry was coming on the scene. I mean, you tell me. We've had Bentner, remember him? We've had Adebayor, yeah, up front. And we've had those players, and we look completely past Drogba. You tell me. Pioneer says Henry won't take role at club for next 2 years or so. He's committed to Belgium. Oh, yeah? Well, I'll tell you something now. Wenger always goes on about players we could have signed. Oh, God, Shamak. Don't even go there about Shamak. Don't go there. Oh, my God, Shamak. Oh, of course Sanchez will leave. You know Sanchez is going to leave. You know Sanchez will leave. I'm surprised Chamberlain hasn't left. I'd rather Bergkamp over Henry. He's had way more coaching experience. He's been at Ajax #2 for a while. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I can understand that, but I don't know. I don't know. I understand what you're saying there, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me and being a Henry fan. Don't get me. I'm a fan of Bergkamp as well, but well, okay. Tony Adams has had a little coaching experience as well. I think that bring both in. Why not? Yeah, why not bring both in? But you know, Henry's got that vavavoom, almost like when Giggs was with Man United, or when Shearer went to Newcastle. These iconic figures, people who are well known at the club, respected at the club, proven top class players. When they go back to the club, they give the club a boost. I don't know technically how good Henry is as a manager. I don't know how good Henry's personality goes on a day-to-day basis. I don't know how he works. Patrick Vieira. What the hell is Patrick Vieira doing in the MLS? What the hell is Patrick Vieira doing at Man City? What the hell was Van Persie doing at Man United? That shows you sort of ambition we have at our club. That we sold Van Persie over to the champions of the Premiership, the future champions of the Premiership. What sort of dumbness is that? That's the manager that we're backing. The fans need a lift, like Henry back at the coaching staff. Well, that's what I'm saying. The club needs a lift. The club needs players at it. Vieira, not so sure. Never started well in MLS with good players at his disposal. Yeah, Vieira back at the club would be something anyway. Even if he's like, we'll have to see. Nasri, Sammy Nasri, LOL to that's another one. Don't remind me. Don't remind me. Don't remind me. Nasri to Man City. Van Persie to wait. Nasri Sanya, right, to Man City. Wiltshire to Bournemouth. Henry Barcelona. Van Persie Man United. What? Let's think. Van Persie, Champions League, Premiership. Did they win the Champions League with Van Persie? But they won the Premiership with Van Persie for sure. Let's see. Nasri. Man City haven't won the Champions League, have they? But they won the Premiership. Well, most players have gone on, apart from Wiltshire, who's gone to Bournemouth. Most players have left the club and actually gone on and won the Premiership. Oh, Fabregas. Went to Chelsea. So this is why I call it Arsenal Academy Football Club. So structurally, yes, we've got a stadium. Yes, we've got money. We need to spend the money, not in Wenger's hands. And I think instead of protesting, vote with your pocket. Don't pay. Don't buy. Don't go to the damn stadium. Make a protest. You know, and these fans that actually back Wenger. I don't know. I think maybe they're Tottenham supporters in disguise. They must be. They've got to be. They must be. I mean, what else? I mean, Am I okay? Am I missing something here? Please, can somebody explain to me why somebody would want Wenger to stay at the club? Can somebody please explain it to me? Please explain it to me, somebody, because I don't get it. I do not understand it. Thank you, Arsenal Fan TV. LOL. Can somebody explain to me, logically explain to me, why you want Arsene Wenger as a club? I'm telling you, this is how I see it, yeah? If Arsene Wenger was working for McDonald's, he'd got sacked, right? If, in terms of, okay, if Arsene Wenger, if financially Arsene Wenger's done a good job, I'm not knocking that. But okay, what are you doing in terms of producing results? Eating, I was hoping Sanchez will stay. I think Sanchez is going, my friend. People need to stop looking back at history. Yeah, the untouchables, the unbeatables, the yeah, okay, we've done that. It's like England with the 1966 World Cup. Flip sake. Even Sam Allardyce will give us something different. You might not like it, but it's something different. Shit. And then the matches. And then the matches, you have to listen to this guy he goes, I did not see this, I did not see that, I don't like, get him. I just see the screen, I just see him, and I just want to pick up my nearest shoe and just throw it at the TV set. Man City will be scary next season. Wenger has been doing poor for years, and Arsenal have been settling for rubbish for years. And that's my point. Settling with garbage. So that's what it is. Kroenke must go first if anything will change. So Kroenke and Wenger have got to go. Wenger must go. End of season. I don't want to hear no, I'm staying on for another season. Because if he stays on for another season and he doesn't put them, is he going to buy the players? We will get destroyed by Chelsea in cup final. Conte says he's not looking to invest much. He wants to bring 2 or 3 young players. Now, there you go. He's got a settle side there. Got a settle side. Just wants probably somebody to replace John Terry. Oh, dear me. You think Arsenal could have a player like John Terry at Arsenal? Can you imagine it? John Terry's been there for so long. John Terry's been at a club for so damn long. Testament to the club and backing him. See? And you have a leader like John Terry in his side. You think John Terry would allow the nonsense that happened against Watford and accept it? Who you got winning the Champions League? I don't know, mate. Algerian would be brilliant for me. Okay. I said Ancelotti. Or even Benitez. Who you got winning Champions League? I don't know yet. FA Cup loss will be one more stab in the back. Won't happen, so no worries. We are Arsenal leaders. We need to bring in a winner. There you go. Who are the leaders? That's what I'm saying. You say what you want about John Terry. I don't particularly like the guy. I don't like him. I don't think he's been the best defender of our generation, because he hasn't. Because you've got guys like Rio Ferdinand, much better defender than John Terry. Sol Campbell, better defender than John Terry. So I don't know where John Terry for me was always number 3. There's Rio Ferdinand, Sol Campbell, and then him. Always. He was always back of the line. So Arsenal need leaders. They need champion leaders. Henry was a leader. You could see that he was a leader. You know, he's a talisman. But who's our talisman today? See, I could see Sanchez being a good captain for Arsenal. He's your talisman. I don't think there's anything else much I can say. Really, there's nothing else I can really say. Unless somebody's got a different spin on what I've been saying about Arsenal Football Club. I don't want Wenger in any of them finances to buy players, because he's going to buy players that will bring us forth. That's all I can say about the matter. The mentality's got to change. He's been there too long. Arsenal weak. That's it. Arsenal. So As I said, we've talked about Brexit. Need proper men in. Proper fighting men. Proper fighting men. That's what we need at the club. Even John Fury. John Fury is us Arsenal manager. I mean, he might have a clue tactically, but I'll tell you something. He'll kick some butt in the changing rooms. Okay, jokes aside, I think that's it. I've said what I think about Arsene Wenger and Arsenal Football Club. This has been Weng-exit and the Arsenal Ingram. Sanchez being captain at English club, not speaking English. Hey, listen, it's universal when Sanchez is not happy. Universal. Get Tyson Fury in the dressing room. Oh, dear me. Right, I'm out here, people. Unless there's anything else you want to say, this has been my first sports focus. Unfortunately, it's on Arsene Wenger and the Arsenal Academy Football Club. It's a shame I can't speak about anything more positive. Again, congratulations to Chelsea. Good luck to Manchester United in the Europa Cup final. You know, yeah, I'm not a massive Man United fan. I do like some of their players. I wouldn't mind some of them coming to Arsenal, to be honest. I'd love to get Marshall and Rashford if we could get him. I'd love to get him as well. But I just think, yeah, support them. You know, they're an English club. I support them all the best. Wish them all the best. You know, Mourinho made the adjustments. Okay, he said, you know what, I'm not going to win the Premiership this year, but I'm going to give it a good go in Europe. Now he's in the Europa Cup final. He's got a method. He's got a system. You can say, oh, well, those teams are weak. We'll have to see Arsenal next year, how they do in the Europa Cup, and if they can get to Europa Cup final. Knowing Arsenal, they'll probably get knocked out of the quarterfinals of the Europa Cup if Wenger is still in charge. You know, let's see how he does in the FA Cup. Let's see how he does in the FA Cup. I mean, if Chelsea smashes in the FA Cup final, that's just about it, really. I'm sick and tired of Arsene as it is, but that's it. Right, that's it. Enough of Arsene Wenger and Arsene Weng-it. The future of Arsenal Academy Football Club. I'll leave your comments in the comment section as always. Want to hear what you've got to say. If you're an Arsenal supporter, please. And if you watch Arsenal TV, let me know what you think. Yeah, that's about it. I'm going to get out of here now. I'm sick and tired. I doubt Arsenal would win in Europa. There you go. I'm sick and tired of it now. I don't even manage Arsenal on my Football Manager game. I'm managing Leicester City at the moment. If you want to watch how I'm doing as a manager, check out BWTM Gaming. Just down in the description box, you can see my managerial career as Arsenal manager. I won the Premiership, the Champions League, the Super Cup, the FA Cup, the World Club Championship, and the Charity Shield, all in one season. I must have been 5 or 6, and then I still got sacked at the end of the year because I came second to Man United. That's the sort of manager thing I do. And we had all top players at the club. So there you go. That's it. I'm out of here. If you want to know how to watch, we'll do some streaming. We'll probably do streaming in about 15, 20 minutes. I'll start streaming. If you want to know how to watch the stream, just go down to BWTM Gaming. There's a link there for BWTM Gaming. Click on there, hit the subscribe button, and then you can watch me do some football management tonight. This has been IJ from BWTM Sports Live, focusing on Arsenal. Hope you've enjoyed it. We're out of here. Take care.